Hello, my name's Mark and I am going to give a review of this new dental chair that I've got, which is the Kavo Uniqa. And I do this review because obviously it's a new chair and I've had a look on YouTube and there aren't really any actual reviews of this chair. This is Kavo's, they call it a compact premium. So I think it's, it's a level above, certainly an E50 and an E30, 1058. But they talk of it in a compact way. I think their E80 is that bit bigger and more substantial. So I thought, I've got it. We got it installed last week. First impressions, and we'll talk about some of the functionality, some things that I'm really impressed by, and things to look out for. So obviously, as you can see, this is a significant size chair. It fits very well. We had I had an E50 in here before, so the footprint is a little bit bigger, but marginal. Not going to impact on your sort of surgery operative size. We've got relatively small surgery in here and it fits fine. So from that point of view, it's great. Obviously, the utilities that we had in place, it just goes straight on. We already had a data cable running through Cat6. It doesn't need a Cat6, but if you're getting the digital module, which we will, so the digital camera and the monitor, you'll need a USB to run through to your computer if you want to be able to save the images into your dental software programming. So we found that was very straightforward, and in many ways it's very similar, obviously, with the Kavo, or Kavo as I call it, DNA. Much of it's the same. So that muscle memory that we've had before with the E50 is carrying forward very nicely with this unit. The foot pedal's the same. That's a wireless that I had on my E50. Functionality of the spittoon, the arm is good, and it's a solid metal unit. I've got a Sirona chair. I've got a couple of these in Tego Sironas. Again, very nicely made, very good chairs, but more plasticky. And what I like about the Kavo is the sort of solid functionality of it. And you certainly get that with this chair. It's not been sort of stripped down over the years and turned into a plastic design. There is plastic, but the plastic seems good quality. We went for rose. I would say this is bubblegum pink. So if you're not looking for such a funky colour, then maybe don't go for this. But actually, it's a great colour, and I've matched it or contrasted it with the green on the wall, which works very well. The nurses love it. So far, so good on the colour side of it. But you can see here it has a touch screen. This is something new to me. I've been using the other chairs. I've got a 1058 and an E50. We've got an old Estetica, which has quite a bit of similarity to this, but none with the touchscreen. And obviously, everything's going touchscreen with the cars and what have you. It is obviously probably cost saving, and it gives more variety. This is one area I'm a little bit cautious about as a dental chair, and I'm yet to really be able to say one way or the other. It does, like a lot of touchscreens, I think, suffer from any moisture, which poses a problem because when you're driving your car and using the touchscreen, your hands aren't covered in saliva or blood, whereas they are when you're using your dental chair. So as to how that's going to happen, I'll probably do an update and let you know. I like using barrier tape. My thinking of touching something with blood that I can't sterilise and not being able to sterilise it, makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. So I like barrier tape, especially on the controls. We've used it with barrier tape and it works, although last week it was sort of playing up a little in terms of the touchscreen. And so that's maybe an area where we just need to hold off on judgment with that. But as a touchscreen, it works well in terms of the simplicity, the ease of use. It's got a very nice, simple interface. It's intuitive, and it gives a lot of user functionality that can be specified for different operatives. So from that point of view, it's great. We've got a fantastic light here. You can adjust the brightness obviously, but you can also adjust the color temperature, which is great. It's got a dimmer setting, and it's also got a setting for composites so that it doesn't kill them prematurely, because obviously it's LED. Really great solid piece of kit this. You can change the rake angle as well. So very pleased with the light, the comfort of the chair. Patients seem happy with that. It's a simple handle system where you can flick it down. That will, again, we'll see that may get in the way of, if you've got a patient who's transitioning from a wheelchair. It would be nice if this was a little bit more out of the way, but again, early days, that seems to, I like the simplicity of that works well. And you've got the usual facilities here. I've got two high-speed couplings, a micromotor, a sonic scaler, and obviously the Kavo standard 3-in-1, which I think you can also get as a heated option for warming up the warm water. I think if you're going to get these, really important to get these upstand adapters, because you're less likely to knock them off. Lots of Kavo dentists will know all about that. And it has a very thin thread, so it's very easy to cross thread, especially if it gets knocked off. So I find these are really good to help prevent that. So yeah, early days, but first impressions are very positive. I think it's a great looking machine. I think the ease of use should be good. If you come around here, you can see you simply put in your Oxygena bottle, Decaceptol, and it will suck that up as required, which is quite nice. It does the end of week cycle, which is comprehensive for disinfecting the water lines. And all in all, very positive. I got this installed recently by a local well-known installation company. I did order it with the intraoral camera and the display, but they said that Germany hadn't sent it. So yeah, they've got to come back and sort that. But that will just be an add-on, bolt-on option. But yeah, so I would say if you're in the market for a chair that's perhaps a level above what you're used to, then I would say this is a great option. I'll do an update in a few months once I've really got to grips with it, once I've used it, etc. But for now, thank you for watching, and keep tuned in. We'll do some more reviews of some of the other equipment and chairs that we have.